time?
It's only when it's run.
I'll lend them in now.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Lewis. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Does anyone want to unmute and say hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
That's
Hello,
fine.
good afternoon.
It's nice to hear your voices. Okay, so this week we've got another exciting program for you. I know the time's going to run out because you know how it goes. Time flies when you're having fun. So we've got an exciting program for you this week, haven't we, Jonathan?
We have Jason Williams continuing the last part in the men's series, Strong Men, Weak Men. And it promised to be very informative and exciting, Shirley. So Sharon, I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too, me too. Okay, so Jason will tell us more about the title when he's on here for to actually present. But for those of you who may be unsure, briefly, we're looking at Strong Men series, blood flow and erectile dysfunction. So you may need to make some notes. There'll be lots of interesting information. For some of you, it may be the first time you've heard some of this stuff, but there'll be some amazing gems that you'll need to make note of. And we always record these programs, so there will be opportunity for you to look back on YouTube if there's something you missed, if you know someone that you want to invite to come and tune in, so you may like miss a little bit as you're doing that. Invite your friends, the significant men in your life, brothers, dads, husband, uncles, granddads, whoever. Yeah, sons if they're old enough. Jonathan, you are muted.
Sorry, I was just saying, sorry, Sharon, as you all know that we've been doing these programs for
Long time.
about 3 months now, 4 months, Sharon. And we've been doing quite a lot of challenges, and we actually recognize some names, some people that have been coming on from the beginning. And I'm just wondering if anybody, before we move into the challenge that we did last week, Sharon, if anybody been practicing all that we've been sharing on here and probably would want to share a testimony. Anyone, you can unmute and speak.
Perhaps you haven't done all of the challenges because maybe some of it's been a bit, or you may have missed some of them, but you may have done some. So it'd be good to hear
I've just found that out to unmute. I think they can hear me now. Are you
we can hear you.
Are you
Yes, we can
Sharon?
hear you.
Yes, Anne.
Okay. Yes, I'm Anne. Okay, that's fine. Carry on.
Hi, Anne.
Hiya, Jonathan.
Oh, it's my Anne, is it?
Anne Weeks.
Yeah, nice to have you on. Good.
I said I'd have a go. So
Oh, good. I hope you've been blessed today.
Oh, same to you, babe. To you and family. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. It's gone again.
But the nerves are happy nerves, like anxiously awaiting, like the birth of your child. Well, maybe not that great, but still anxiously awaiting.
Does anyone else would like to share anything with us before we go into the testimonials?
How about what has been your favorite challenge over the last few weeks or months? Anybody?
I just want to see.
I know for myself, one of the challenges that I've been maintaining since pretty much the beginning is the cold showers. And the time is now for us over here in Britain. It's getting a bit cooler now, so it's a bit more of a challenge when it's not hot, warm outside, to turn that water down in the shower to the cold setting. But I'm still doing it because I kind of feel like it's a bit like having my version of a flu shot or virus shot or whatever you want to call it, vaccine, I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, but the odd days when I don't do it, I feel like I've not had my shot. And I appreciate it the next morning when I flick that switch to the cold shower setting and warm up with a towel, little or brisk rub. Anyone else? How
Yes,
about drinking all that water?
can
Go
I
ahead,
say
go ahead,
something?
sister. Of course.
Yeah. For this week, I really did my best. I managed to get gluten-free from Wedgo. From Wedgo, I did gluten-free, which was, I don't know how I did it, but fantastic. Veg most of the time, but then I managed to get some sorghum flour. It had been lying in my freezer. I didn't know that I had it there, and I used that instead of oats, which is fantastic, with lemon and some dates. Tasty plus. And as far as the hot and cold shower, I'm glad you brought this thing on, because when I grew up, my father attended the AGC, and when he came back from the general conference, we were little kids then, he went on to cold shower all the time. It was cold. We didn't know how he managed in winter, where we've got long summers in my country. I'm from Africa. But in winter, he continued with the cold shower, and he never got ill until he got the cancer, which took him, but he was already in his 80s, which is fantastic. So when you brought it on, I thought, you know what, I'm going for this one. I'm going for it. And I have kept it till now. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Sister, what's your name?
Audrey.
Audrey, yes, Audrey, that is so encouraging. Thank you for your testimony there. Really appreciate that. Before we go any further though with any more testimonies, can we just go through the disclaimer, Jonathan?
Yes.
You're muted. You'll have to start again.
Sorry, I was just saying at this point, we would like to thank you all for joining us. And we like to let you know that the information that we share here are only for educational purposes only. Only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illnesses. Any information disclosed or discussed at the TTI Zoom show or the presentation are only for information purposes. Please continue to seek professional medical advice from your general practitioner regarding any illnesses or disease you may be suffering from. And please enjoy the show and stay with us. As we said, I think Jason have something really good in store for us this evening. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Bongani Marlo, I'm not sure I said your name right, but it looks like you want to say something. Go ahead and unmute, Doctor. Bongani Marlo, you have your hand up. Okay, while doctors thinking about maybe saying something, or maybe it's an accident putting their hand up. Is there anybody else? Okay, so last week's challenge, as Audrey mentioned, was it was twofold really. One of the part one was to do with reducing our wheat intake to improve the gut health, and part two was to look at the things that we're using on our skin, to put on our skin, for moisturizers and any other things that you may use for beautification or whatever, you know, hair oils and things like that, and to try and see if we could go more natural, as in not using products that have toxins. And perhaps maybe Shirlene can tell us a little bit more about that, because I've seen so many presentations, I'm kind of getting them all mixed up and jumbled up. So, but yes, please feel free. I know for some it's been a difficult week. Sister Audrey said she was on it from the get-go, so fantastic, that's really good. But is there anyone that would like to share whether it was been a difficult or an easy week, or refreshing week for them? And perhaps how did your system feel? You know, do you think there's been any changes, less bloatiness, more energy? Please unmute and let us know how you got on. I know it's so easy to just reach for the bread and make a sandwich, especially if the whole family's not doing the challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Hi everyone. That was a real challenge for me. I love bread. I realized just how addicted I am. I couldn't wait for the week to end. You know, I love teaching the brain. My limbic system kept telling me, why are you doing this thing anyway? Somebody bought me a burger. Can you believe it? A very nice, my favorite vegan burger. And I had to have a debate in my head. Do I eat it? Don't I eat it? And my brain was telling me, you don't have a gluten intolerance. Why are you even on this challenge? But I conquered that one. So I'm glad the week is over. But I did discover at the shops that they do have pasta made from spelt. In my locality, I couldn't find spelt, and I tried these lentil breads. So it was actually quite fun, and it allows you to be creative, because I'm trying to increase my protein intake at the same level. So, but I do know that when I do eat bread a little bit, too much, sometimes I get bloatedness. So thank you, Sister Marie. That was a real challenge. And I'm hoping that for those people with digestive issues, it really proved to be a benefit for them. Yeah.
Go ahead, thank you, Sister Louisa. Yeah, because it doesn't matter, we could be presenting, it doesn't mean that we find it all easy. It's not. Okay, we're all human. Nombulelo, yes. You may speak. You have your hand up. Nombulelo? You'll need to unmute. And Michael M, you also have your hand up. So whichever one of you comes in first. We're happy to take your testimony.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
For me, I find it very difficult was to get product that is wheat-free. In the shop, you have you mostly have gluten-free, but not wheat-free. So my challenge this week was quite a difficult one. I don't know about anybody else, but wheat-free product was quite difficult for me to find.
Okay. But we've also got to remember that there's other things that we can have more of, you know, perhaps more raw, like the fruits, the vegetables, the salads, the salad dressings that we shared earlier on a few weeks ago. So we could have things like that to encourage us to have more raw food in our diet. I know there's been quite a lot of sharing of different recipes on the women's WhatsApp groups, we've had some really exciting looking dishes, in pictures of dishes. I'm still waiting to try my, what was that one that Janine showed with the yellow flatbread? Because there was a lot of flatbread happening this week. We did spelt.
Chickpea.
Red lentils.
No, chickpea.
The chickpea one, that looked amazing. So Jonathan, you're muted again.
Sorry. No, it was a chickpea flatbreads, and then she made the lentil fritters that was gluten-free.
Yeah, and then that salad with red onion and spinach.
Oh yes. No, you're right. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I shared a few pictures of my food.
Sharon, I know I'm not on the women WhatsApp group, but my wife been sharing some of the recipes that you guys been sharing on there. So I was thinking we would have loads of people excited to share what they've been doing in the week, but it seems like we are a little bit shy or something. Is it?
If you're shy, then have a go. Nikki, you've got a hand in the way. You've got a hand. Feel free to unmute and speak.
Hi guys. So this week's challenge, I enjoyed it. I think Shirley did one about oats. I think she told us about using a body scrub with oats and oil. And that was great. I love the feel on my skin. That was lovely. And I've been trying to use the cleaning, I think it was vinegar that she did one about vinegar, trying to use that to clean the house. So thank you for that idea. Loved it. I also enjoyed the wheat-free challenge, and I love the fact that people was posting different ideas, so you could be learning, getting new ideas. So thank you guys. That was lovely. I really enjoyed the challenge.
You're very welcome, Nikki, and it's nice to see you because I see you've been posting on there. So it's nice to see you, but yes, you're very welcome.
She's muted. You're muted.
Yes, it's
Oh,
always
you're
good.
muted, Nikki.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
It's always good to see our audience. If you do come on to say something and you're not that camera shy, please feel free to switch your camera on, because sometimes you feel like it's just you, even though you see an audience in terms of in the waiting list, but you can't see people's faces. So feel free to switch your camera on, because we love to see your faces. You're all beautiful. There's a few more hands. Can't hear you, Jonathan. I can see you moving your mouth. Nombulello, did you still wish to say anything? Okay, we'll lower your hands. Okay, Charlene, do we have a slide available? Because, yeah, sorry, do we have a slide available? Because we have a PayPal account if anybody feels so moved. Can you share that one? Can you just talk us through that one, Jonathan?
Sharon.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. Let me just make it a bit bigger. Hope you all can see it. But I know we've been doing this for quite a bit of time now, so we didn't want to stop anyone if they did want to contribute, because I know some people were saying in terms of costing and so forth and how we're doing things. So this is just our PayPal account. If anybody wants to give a donation or anything, it's totally up to you if you wish to. But TTI, True Temperance International, our objectives are basically to be helping you, helping others. So that's by running health classes, health lectures, health classes, which will include cooking classes as well, which we'll be having, not cooking class, but next week there is actually a cooking demo. Well, not demo, but a small thing next week in terms of food. And then there's also holding and attending health events. That's when lockdown, COVID time is over. We're able to go out and physically meet people, helping those who are sick, doing consultations, doing training, and handing out literatures. So this is just our PayPal account if you want to contribute to what we are doing, or just as an appreciation to say thank you.
Thank you for that, Shirley. And as you know, we are a family health show. So I may say, Jonathan, can you speak? And Shirley speaks up because, hey, the two are one. All right. But that's what happens. Okay. And yeah, but I do know the difference. Okay. So for those of you who have just tuned in, we have been sharing how people have been getting on with the challenges all throughout, but more specifically last week's challenge. And if there's any of you that have come in, I know there's more in the waiting room coming in. If there's anyone that's joined us just like in the last couple of minutes, if you want to give a testimony about how you've experienced this the last week's challenge of going wheat-free, as we were reminded by Nikki, we had the skin challenge, so trying to use less toxic products on your skin, and any of the other challenges that you may have been continuing with, feel free to unmute and let us know how you've been getting on.
So I think, Sharon, we'll hang on for that one last testimony, because I feel as though we'll just wait for it, because somebody just may have something that they want to share that will help somebody else. So we'll just wait we just give somebody that opportunity. So please take that opportunity to share your testimony. You may just help someone else.
It could be that you tried a recipe that we shared on the women's group, or I'm not sure what goes on the men's group, but maybe some of those recipes got shared on there as well. And you can let us know how it came out, if it tasted good, if it was a flop. Hey, it's reality. These things happen sometimes. But if it didn't quite work out, then, try again. Change it up a bit. Okay, I'm not sure if we've got any pictures, because I know a picture says 1,000 words. I am not the best person at trying to talk and share my screen at the same time, but I will try once the presentation gets underway and see if I can bring some of them up for the end when we're doing the challenges for the next week's challenge.
So Sharon, at this point I'll be comfortable to move on. So we are, Jason, are you there? Jason?
I'm here.
Okay, so this is Jason Williams, everyone. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is Jason Williams, concluding today part 3 of a 3-part series on weak men, strong men. And I'm very excited, Jason, to hear what you have to say. I know the previous time, it really went down a treat, and we're so looking forward to hearing what you have to say on the conclusion. And I wouldn't be in any doubt if you don't need to do a part 4. Over to you, Jason.
Okay. Can you hear me, Jonathan? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, good stuff. Good afternoon, everyone. Or good morning, I guess, where you are in the world. It's once again a wonderful pleasure to be able to join you on this platform. You know, technology has given us this wonderful privilege, yes, but we know that without God, nothing is possible. And so we just like to thank God for providing this platform or giving us this opportunity to be able to share with each other in different parts of the world. Wonderful message of health. You know, it is sometimes looked at health, that is, sometimes health is looked at as it's a haphazard thing, but I tend to think of it differently. I see health as a gift from the Creator himself. When you look at the human body and how it's made, and you know what this world has got to offer in terms of food and nutrients and how they work, it's hard to go around an intelligent being that has created such a wonderful system. I always like to make reference to, you know, to the Bible when it comes to health, and just to make a simple link that, isn't it amazing? The Bible says it this way. That's what I believe in. That's my personal belief, and I want to just share it with you a little bit. The Bible says we were created from the soil. God took us from the soil. That's what it says. And he breathed into his nostril, and man became a living soul. What's amazing though, is if you think about it, here we are from the soil, and we're walking up on the ground. We're no longer attached to the soil in the sense that we are not trees rooted in the ground, sucking our nutrients from the soil. But what is fascinating is that the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, the nutrition that our body needs, it all comes from the food that we eat. And you can trace back mostly all of our food, even when they genetically modify it and chemically enhance it, they come from the soil. They are sucking the nutrients from whence me and you were made. And I find that quite fascinating because it links us right back to the Creator's way. And today, I'm excited to share with you what I believe the Lord has shared with me in regards to men's health. And when we say men's health in this context, we're not just talking about it's exclusive for men. We are saying men and women must know about health. The focus is on particularly a male functioning, the function of male organ, but we cannot deny that it does involve the whole family. If the man is sick and he's your brother, then it's going to have an effect on you. If you're the sister, if it's your son, if it's your husband, it's going to have effect. So it makes sense that we know about it. Yesterday I was watching, I was passing somewhere, and I was watching these ladies, and they were fixing a car for a long time. All they needed to do was to change a tire. And you got all these 3 ladies, they're there. I saw what they're doing. The car fell over off the jack. Then it was just a nightmare what was going on. And I thought to myself, I wonder if they knew how to do this thing, they would be able to do it better. And of course, if they knew how to do it, they would have been able to change a tire, but they weren't able because, you see, it's a man's thing. It's a man's thing. And so they weren't able to change a tire. The same thing happens with health, my friends. If we treat health of a friend, a family member who is not of the same gender, as it has nothing to do with you, when sickness hit, we see it all the time, and you've heard me say it before. When sickness hit a family member of the opposite gender, and you're the one that's close to the situation, it affects you. So it is prudent and wise, therefore, to be able to understand what is going on with the opposite gender. And that goes for men as well. You need to understand what's happening with the female's health, because when your wife or your mother or your sister is sick and you're close to the situation, you have to deal with it. So it's wise to be able to look after each other's health as well as look after yourself. Just wanted to say that before I go into my topic. Thank you, Jonathan and TTI, again, for the opportunity to share with you. I support what you're doing very much, as you know, from the start. You've come a long way, and I'm liking the growth of the ministry. And as you expand, as you're seeing, there's need that need to be met. And so I support your motion for asking for donations and stuff, because there's stuff that I realize that you guys need to do. You've got a website coming up, and there's people that needs to be running these things in the background. And so, yeah, it needs that kind of support. And I will also support it in the best way I can, not just through my presentation, but according to what Shirley has said, we will do so by God's grace, as God bless us. Yes. Now, Jonathan, thank you for recapping a little bit on the previous topics I've done. Some of us, it's your first time. Some of us, you've been here all the time. Today is exciting. It is the last of the series and also the start of another series. It's the last of this part series, but then it's also propelling us to the other series. Okay.
We've been looking at something up your sleeve, Jason.
Yes, even though my sleeves is short, it's there. It's there. Yeah, we've been looking at men's health. And men, look, we know society all around the world teaches us that we are the head of the home. We end up being the head of communities, in social setting, even in the larger setting at large. We see men as the leading figure. And men normally have to put up with a lot of pressure. They have to be the man in the home, man at work, man in their social setting. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And we can do it. Yeah, we can do it. If we're reasonably healthy, we can do it. We focus on male health, meaning we go a little bit beyond their social setting, their work setting, and just in their general family setting, and go to the bedroom. Are you a man in the bedroom? Are you able to command things? Are you in charge of things in the bedroom? Are you able to, walk away feeling that you are a man? Indeed. The truth of the matter is, research shows that is not so. A lot of men, they compensate greatly outside of the bedroom setting, and they are men everywhere else. But when it goes to the bedroom, they don't have that confidence. And that is not because of choice. That's because health has taken that choice away. We are focusing on men's health because we want to be able to empower a man, not only to be a man in this work setting, in a social setting, but a man indeed. Indeed. You know what I'm saying, men. If it's one thing that can break a man down mentally and physically, is to know that he is not able to perform certain duties in a marital relationship. It can break you down, and it can cause a lot of stress on both sides. And so this health program is to deal specifically with that. So listen in as we go forth. Right now, just a quick recap. We looked at how food affect men's health. That's one of the first presentations we've done. A weapon of mass destruction. We look at how food and chemicals can destroy you as a man. okay? Destroy the male functionality, the reproductive system, how food can do that. We've done that in, I think in the first presentation. Then we looked at the central nervous system, okay? The parasympathetic system and the sympathetic system that deals with what? Erectile dysfunction. Sorry, ejaculation and erection, sorry. Is that right, Jonathan? Was that the second one?
I think so, Jason.
Yeah, you think so? Okay, but it was definitely to do with the sympathetic system, how it affects ejaculation and erection. And we said that if these systems are not working, because of what you eat, and by the way, what you eat can stop these systems from working well. And another thing I wanted to say, guys, there's a lot of school of thoughts out there in regards to what is right food, how much to eat, how much times to eat, and all of that. Listen, like everything, we must do our own research. First, if you want to know how and what to eat, study what is the human body is made up of and the functioning, how it works. Then you put a diet in place that goes with how this human system works. Don't just take diets and throw it at yourself. That it will change your metabolism and have its own effect. And you've seen it. If you got the wrong diet, it can mess up your nervous system because of the vagus nerve, and now it's connected to everything, to your brain and your spinal cord. It can mess up your system, and effect will be on your male productive organ as well as other things. Just your diet can do that, okay, if you got the wrong diet. And so that's what we spoke about when we looked at that. Then I think we looked at the endocrine system and the testosterone crisis, where we look at the connection between the endocrine system and how it releases chemicals and how testosterone can make you strong and macho or can make you very weak and humble. As you have seen sometime as people get older, men who used to be strong men, they become very humble men. And it seems like it's wisdom, but sometimes it's because the testosterone level are gone, okay? Or it's dropped low. We showed a presentation on what happened at that level. And today I want to go into blood flow and your erectile dysfunction, you know, how things stand up and stuff. We want to go into that and talk a little bit about it. All right. You can follow us. I think the presentation will be recorded. You can get that. And also afterwards, you can post your questions in the box. Dr. Louisa is on there. She will answer. She knows much of the topics. We work very close together here in South Africa. And so if you just post your question in the box, I don't need to worry. She will answer you just the way I will answer you. So don't worry about it. We work together very close. So we understand our topics very well. Again, welcome to everybody. And now as I present, may the Lord grant me wisdom and clarity of mind as I do so. Today, we will be talking about blood flow and erectile dysfunction. Jonathan, I want to go live with my screen. Tell me.
It's fine, Jason. You are able to do so.
Tell me, okay, let me go back here. I click screen share, isn't it?
Yes.
Then I go over here. What does it look like? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, Jason, we can see that.
I'm having a problem here. Okay. 1 minute, Jonathan. I'm trying to get this up. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, we can see it very clearly.
All right. I'm seeing some of my screen. I don't know how to get this thing off here. Same problem again. Brother Alvin was trying to tell me how to deal with it, but let's see. I can see some of it. Let's see how we go. It's the topic that we'll be looking at today. Okay, blood flow, erectile dysfunction. Okay, myself, I am here in South Africa. For those of you who don't know me, work here at Kwamtamani Institute of Wellness, Healthy Living, is what we practice, is what we teach, is what we preach. We are indeed an education and wellness center. That's what we teach our people when they come there. Our motto or our saying goes like this: health is not everything, but without health, everything becomes nothing. And you all can make a quick understanding of that. Without your health, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, you don't achieve much. We, myself and Dr. Komoto, we are involved in doing many things, but our passion and our greatest desire is to meet the people at grassroots levels. We believe that we work best when we come to the individual. Indeed, the work that Christ did when he was on earth, he dealt with the people at grassroots level. System and organizations, he kept it at bay. Though he had something to do with it, it was nevertheless his daily duty to deal with the sick and the needy of his time. That is our mission. That's what we do at our center. We work with sick people as they come through our door on an individual level. And that is our passion, according to what we read in the Bible and our heart's desire. And may God bless us as we continue to do so. Our information is there. If you want to follow us or check us out further, feel free to do so. All right. Wrong way, wrong way. Okay, these are the things we'll be covering really fast. What is erectile dysfunction, EDF? What are some of the symptoms, causes? What can we do to prevent it? Some of the simple treatments. Stick to the end. You will find out how to deal with EDF in a very effective and very easy way as well. Very effective and easy way, how to deal with EDF, okay, as we go through. Okay, so what is? Before I go there and say what it is, I want to look at what is blood flow. Okay, what is blood flow? We know about, we've heard about it, we understand that our body has got blood in it, but what exactly it is. All right, now I'm going to just quickly define, the three basic parts of what that's all about. You got your arteries, your veins, and your capillaries. Okay, your arteries, it takes blood away, it carries the blood away from the heart. Your feet being the furthest part from your heart, so your heart will pump the blood to your feet. When there's a problem, you will have circulatory issue, and the blood will not be able to go there efficiently with the right amount of nutrients, and that will cause poor blood circulation, which can lead to many problems. And the feet literally becoming black and start to die if the blood is not able to go there. Your veins bring back the blood to your heart. So it's like a system, it's like a tube, it goes to and fro. It goes and it circulates and it comes back. Now, how does the blood get from the artery to the veins? So the heart pushes it away. Just a quick anatomy and physiology level. The heart pushes the blood to the organs or to the extremities. In medical terms, they like to use the word vascular disease or vascular conditions. Okay, same thing, circulation. When the blood pushes away from the heart, how does it get back to the heart? Okay, how does it get to the vein? As you can see on my screen there, if you can, yeah, you should be able to see. I can't see it so well because of what's going on my side, but you should be able to see it. It's a picture with the circulatory system. The blue represent veins, the red is artery. You have the descending aorta and the inferior vena cava, that's the vein. Now, what transfers the blood from the artery to the vein is something called capillaries. They connect the arteries and the veins together. They're tiny little tubes, tiny little tubes. Now stick around, right? Because I'm going to tell you a trick that helps you with erectile dysfunction, because they're also tiny little blood vessels. Okay, so capillaries is where the exchange takes place, where cleansing and nourishing takes place there. It gets rid of waste and it picks up certain things, take it back, and then it goes to the heart again. The process starts over and it pushes blood. That's your circulatory system in a nutshell. Of course, this is not an anatomy and physiology class per se, but I'm sharing with you, just simple stuff that you can take home and remember. Circulatory system, blood flow. So your blood literally flows to everywhere in your body, all right, including the male reproductive organ. And it's very important that we understand that. okay? Blood flow is one of the key factors that affects erectile dysfunction. Okay, there's other factors, but that is the number one according to the research out there. And you will see more as we go on. When we talk about EDF or erectile dysfunction, what exactly are we talking about? It's basically when a man can't get or keep an erection firm enough to perform sexual intercourse. That's what it is. Things are not strong enough to be able to carry on that process. It can be quite a problem. According to the stats out there, it increases with age. When you're about 40 and above, 39% of male, they are affected by one way or the other. When you're 70, it's even worse than that. It's about 60, 70% or so when you're male. Again, guys, please, if I don't say certain things that you're seeing in the screen, I'm seeing part of my screen. So I'm not able to tell you everything, but I'm trying to remember everything. All right. So it's about above the age 70, it drops even more. And so you have the condition of erectile dysfunction is more prevalent in men as they get older. That is a known fact. However, that shouldn't be. But as we get older, because of lifestyle, diet, and stuff like that, our health decay, and that is one sign that is decaying. In the issue of EDF or ED, erectile dysfunction, if you are a male and you're suffering with such a condition, it'd be wise to go and check other things out to see if, you know, what is happening to your system, because it could be a sign of other underlying health issues that's going on in your system, okay? I see things all over my screen. I don't even know what it is. All right, let's see. Okay, all right. Okay, let's look a little bit at the, somebody is writing on my slide, and I don't know who it is. I can't see it from my side, and it's becoming even more difficult. It's not me. Jonathan, I don't know if you can help me, but somebody's writing all over the slides.
Oh, I don't know why that is happening, Jason.
Yeah, because my hands is not touching nothing. All right, anyhow, let me try and see if I can go through it. Okay, the penile artery. All right, I can't see my screen now. It's made up of different things. All right, now let me explain. You can hear my voice. I don't need to see the screen. I can tell you what's going on. All of us have had a balloon where we blow it up and it gets big and engorged with air inside, and it swells up and it becomes, you know, more solid. Now, if you look at that system, how that works is similar to how the male reproductive organ work when it comes to having an erection, when it comes to things becoming hard. Now, what's happening is that there's many things going on, but I'm just telling you, you know, simply what's happening here. What's happening with a male when you get erection? How does that happen? There's many functions that takes place, many things starting from the brain and so on and so forth. And there are different types of erection. There's erection when men are sleeping, you get erection. There's erection when you're a young man, you're not stimulated at all. You're actually in school studying for an exam and your body's just you're getting an erection. And then obviously there's that erection that is caused by stimulation, whether it's visual or, you know, you touching or whatever the case may be. You're engaged with what's happening. Okay, so there's different types of erection. Okay, all right. Let me move forward. Now, what's happening when blood flows in? Okay, just like the balloon, literally, it engorges these two organs within the penis, okay, or in the penile structure, okay? It's called the corpus the corpus cavernosum, I think. Corpus cavernosum, I'm not seeing my screen so well. But that's what gets engorged with blood, and it literally swells up now. Jonathan?
Yes, Jason?
Somebody's blocking out my screen. I can't see it, literally purposely so as well.
Oh, I don't know what's happening. I can't tell from my side because we haven't been doing anything from our
Yeah,
side.
because as I'm calling out the words on the screen, somebody's able to block them, literally just right over them.
Probably we've been hacked or something.
Okay.
Let me see what's.
All right, let me end my screen and come back.
One option would be to come off this platform, stop it and restart it and come in again.
Let me see
If
something.
we are being hacked.
Let me see.
And when people join us, if you can put your name on rather than just something like Galaxy 6 or whatever.
I can change the settings. Cool.
Is it still happening, Jason?
I've logged out. Let me come back and share. Let me try and share my screen again. Share.
Okay, if you we stop the screen share for now.
Okay, stop the screen
if
share.
the hacking is still happening, if it is a hacking.
Stop the screen share. Shall I restart it?
Yeah, you can try that.
Let me retry it.
Unless Nkubani can suggest something.
Let's see what it looks like now. I think it should be clear, but if it happens again, we'll just remove the share and bring it
All
back.
right, Jonathan?
Yes, yes, Jason.
Let me try and go through, yeah? Let me just try and go through. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, let me just try and go through using this method. I can't see it properly. I'm only seeing half of my screen, yeah?
Okay.
All right, but let me try and see. Don't worry, I can squeeze through. I can squeeze through. Okay, so the penile artery. I don't know if that's what you're seeing, but the penile artery. Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone been doing the same thing again.
Yeah, they're hacking. I don't know who's writing. All right.
It's best to log out and log in.
You want me to stop and come back again?
Should we all?
Let me see if the screen share is letting
No,
people do this.
it's fine, John. Let me continue. It's all right. I can work through it. You hear me, Jonathan?
Yeah, it's fine, Jason. We're just going to look at our setting on the Zoom as well, see if we can alter it.
All right. I'm gonna continue, yeah?
Yes, just continue. We'll do what we can from this side. So
the structure of the penile artery, the structure of the penile artery. Okay, when it's engorged with blood, the signal gets sent. What it's from the brain. What happened? There's a nervous system. Remember last time I spoke. If there's something wrong with that nervous system, it won't be able to send signal for the chemical actions to take place. Now there's something called nitric oxide that is needed for that chemical action to take place, to tell things to release blood and to start the process. Okay, if that nervous system is damaged, the signal will not be able to go across and tell the organs what to do. Okay, the chemical signals, it won't happen because the nerve that takes that across is not able. All right, so just remember that. However, today we're not talking about the nerve, we are talking about the blood flow. Okay, so it's the nitric oxide that does the chemical signaling that tells the body when to produce this blood flow. All right, because your stimulation is taking place in the brain. That's where things are happening. All right, now when that starts to happen, it blows up like a balloon. Now, imagine this, yeah? Just imagine, as I explained. Imagine imagine you're in a room. You're in a room, and in the room there's traffic flow in and out of the room. Now, imagine if you want to stop the traffic flow, what you're gonna do? You're gonna shut the door, okay? You're gonna shut the door so traffic cannot flow out. Well, the penile structure is like that. When blood goes in and it swells up, if you look at the top of the screen, there should be something, I can't see it, okay, I can't see it, but it's supposed to be something called the dorsal vein and dorsal artery, okay? Those two things there, those veins, what it does, when the penile glands get open up with blood or swell up, swelling take place, it shuts off the blood flow. Remember I said blood flow back from the arteries to the veins via capillary? Well, your penis is made up like that. When the blood flow in, it flows back up through your vein. But when you get an erection, what happened? It squeezes the dorsal vein and shut off the blood flow, so the blood flow cannot flow back out of the penis. So you get a hard erection. It engorges with blood and it swells up, okay? That's how that system takes place. And things get hard because the blood is not able to flow. One of the problem is when you have things like high blood pressure, which I would talk, and the medication issue, remember those medication, they relaxes things. So that relaxation, it will stop things from, it will cause things to relax. So the blood will not be able to engorge and restrict from flowing out. The blood pressure medication will cause the blood to seep back out because it's about dilating and making blood, relaxing arteries. That's why the medication will cause a problem in regards to erection, because it literally relaxes the process and blood rolls back in. Okay, so that's how that one happens. Just to tell you a little bit about the artery. Let's see, moving down, okay. As this is pretty much saying just what I said just now about when a man is aroused, or what happens with the blood flow and stuff. That's pretty much a little bit more detail. Again, the slide will be available. You can have access to it, all right? Watch this. Let me see if I can get this on the screen for you.
Erectile dysfunction, or
just a video,
is the inability of a man to achieve or maintain an erection sufficient for his or her partner's sexual needs. Most men experience this at some point in their lives, usually by age 40. Incidence of the disorder generally increases with age. ED affects about 5% of men in their 40s.
The volume is a bit low, Jason.
By the age of 65,
okay.
50% of men over the age of 40 may experience transient ED and inadequate.
I can't even turn it up, Jonathan.
Dysfunction, or ED, is the inability of a man to achieve or maintain an erection sufficient for his or her partner's sexual needs. Most men experience this at some point in their lives, usually by age 40. Incidence of the disorder generally increases with age. ED affects about 5% of men in their 40s and 15 to 25% of men by the age of 65. 50% of men over the age of 40 may experience transient ED and inadequate erection. Physical or psychological stimulation or arousal results in significant blood flow to the penis. The arteries in the penis supply blood to...
All right, as I was saying to you now, you see these arteries here, these little arteries here, that's what supplies the blood, okay? This is what supplies the blood to the pineal gland to swell it up. Now, you see how small these are? You got to understand the blood flow and blood vessels are like a highway, yeah? And that highway is their junction. So if you think about the M1, Jonathan, and folks here in South Africa, think about the N3 or whatever, you have off-ramp and you have junction. You have junction 1, junction 25 for Nottingham and junction 26. You're going up the M1, fast flowing, and then it breaks off and then the roads get smaller. The same thing happened with the blood flow. There's a lot of blood moving moving down them arteries. But then if you notice these little ones here, it breaks off from the main artery and it gets small and takes blood to the pineal gland. Now, this is where problems happen. Dietary problems happen here. You see how small they are in comparison to this. Over time, these arteries are easily blocked and the blood flow become restricted. That flows that brings blood to swell up or to cause erection. Okay, it literally blocks up these little arteries here. Hopefully, can you see me pointing to them, Jonathan? Yes?
Yes, I can see that, Jason. Jason, would you be able to go into slideshow mode?
Okay, let me try it now and see if that's better. Can you see it? Am I?
Yes, we can see that. That's better.
Okay, let me see how that works.
We suspect that there might be a setting on your computer that caused those lines, Jason.
Oh, you mean as I talk?
Yes.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Avoid moving your mouse or your cursor while you're talking, just to.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't move it while I'm talking. My hands is not even on the computer.
We think that there's a setting that is very sensitive to so that's what caused the glitch earlier, and even now.
Oh, right. Okay. Let me continue then, yeah?
Erection. Physical or psychological stimulation or arousal results in significant blood flow.
Now I want you to watch this here. You saw that? These little white ones, that is to do with the endocrine system sending signals, all right, of what takes place here. And then if you look at this red one, that is to do with blood. So the nerve, if your nerves are damaged, and this normally happens when people get, it can happen for many reasons, but normally when folks get things like prostate issues and they do operations and radiation, this nervous system get properly damaged. And then that's going to affect signals. So they could have perfectly good blood flow, but their nerve is damaged, and that's going to cause a problem. Okay.
Okay. The penis. The arteries in the penis supply blood to a
No, that's not me.
Yeah,
Jonathan, that's not me writing.
It's in back.
Somebody just wrote, "I am back."
Yeah, that's a hack. We might have to come back.
All right, we'll have to come again. Start again. We'll have to find a way. Satan is not going to do this one.
So we've been hacked.
It's not hacked.
No, because they're writing on Jason's.
No, you can write even if you're not hacked. You can just write yourself.
No, but he's not doing it.
No, but
I'm not doing it. I didn't say nothing about I'm back. I didn't write nothing. I didn't do nothing.
You need to end it. You need to end it in terms of come back in.
We'll be back, guys.
ID.
Please, while you all coming back in, can you identify yourself, please?
By name.
By name.
No, anybody. You can put
Colin.
What do you want me to do, Jonathan?
We're just going to restart the meeting.
We might change it to a different ID, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
to be honest, if we restart, we'd have to change the ID for today.
Yeah, change the ID for today. Only family names, please.
Yeah, but Jonathan, the only problem is someone on the call right now that's actually doing it.
Yeah.
So even if we change the ID, we give it back to the same people. The same person going to come back anyway.
Right.
That's the problem with it. So I think
Jonathan.
Yes, Jason.
I'm not the one that's writing things, yeah.
I understand that. We understand that someone doing it, and someone is removing something now.
I'm removing it, but I'm not the one that's writing nothing.
Jason.
Yes.
Jason. My suggestion is stop sharing your screen, and then you work from your screen, but don't share it.
Yeah, just talk.
You with me?
Say again, John?
My suggestion is stop sharing your screen. You look at your screen, but stop sharing. That way they've got nothing to write on.
Yes. Someone says don't stop it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
Someone says don't stop it, Jonathan. Let me try to find out who can help.
Is that?
Just continue.
It's fine. Just continue, Jason.
Tell him to stop sharing the screen.
Okay, tell that person thank you.
Stop sharing. Use your screen, Jason. Don't share it.
And just talk.
Just talk, but use your screen without sharing it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Are you seeing my screen though?
No, it's fine. We don't want to see your screen, Jason. It's fine.
All right, then. I will continue. Yes?
Great.
Yeah, you continue this because
All right.
it's something that anybody
great.
can do.
No problem. I've got you. So let me continue. So some of that video that was playing, if it had gone to the end, I would have shown you a little bit more, but let me just talk you through it. I wanted to show, particularly from that video, how the nervous system send information to the penile organ, and then how the whole process takes place that starts erection. Blood must be there, information must be there, nutrients must be there. If any of those things are broken, it won't happen. You're going to have a problem. And so if you have that issue, if you are a man that's suffering or seeing symptoms of those things happening and things are not doing what it's supposed to do, then there's an issue with how information is getting sent, how blood flow is getting there, and how the general nutrients or how the organ is doing in its own health. Okay, here's some symptoms, common symptoms. Trouble getting an erection. If you have that, then it's something perhaps most of the time, they say, most of the time it's to do with blood flow, according to my research. Most of the time, blood flow and psychological issues, okay? But mainly blood flow. So trouble getting an erection is probably something to do with that, blood flow or psychological. Trouble keeping an erection. So sometimes it stand up and it just drop down. So you get a good blood flow, but what happened, it's not engorging enough, and so the blood releases back out, so it drops back down, okay? Also, if you have reduced interest in sex, or you lose the desire, you know, that's also a problem. But we know that could be, many things can cause that as well. Like the last time we spoke, we talked about testosterone, that could cause that, okay? So what is some of the causes? Primarily, you're looking at lifestyle problems, lifestyle issues. Now, this is our wellness center in Peter Mattisburg, yeah? I always say to people, come and see what we do. Spend some time. It won't take you an hour. It will take you more. Because the truth of the matter is, we deal with lifestyle, okay? We deal with lifestyle. And that's where we start. We look at how you have been living your life. We look at the history of how you've been living life, and we look at what is happening to you now. If you have a condition, we don't just say, this is because of genetics. No, genetics don't work like that. Genetics is switched on and switched off by lifestyle practices and environmental issues. You don't just get that, oh, my genes, because there's things that switch on and switch off genes. And that's a known science out there. So just because your father had a condition, don't mean you're going to have it. You need to understand what triggered it in your father and avoid those triggers in yourself. Okay, so primarily, one of the causes is lifestyle. Lifestyle meaning your environment, how you eat, how you live your life, your whole lifestyle. What you wear, you know, what kind of exercises you do. A lot of men suffer with erectile dysfunction. They think they're doing good. It's a known fact that riding a bicycle messes up that system. But yet people ride bicycle. It not only causes prostate cancer, it damages nerves in that area and mess around with blood flow. So you could be exercising, thinking, yeah, well, I'm exercising, Jay, but your exercise is wrong. So lifestyle, take all of these things in consideration and see where the problem is coming from. So we create a big picture, what you eat, how, when you sleep, your family history, the whole thing. Then we're able to have a good picture of your lifestyle through consultation. Then we're able to see the possible cause. So lifestyle is primary. In other words, if you are suffering with EDF, you need to get to a physician or practitioner who understand lifestyle and how it affects you. Okay? Simple. That's the first step, primarily. Erectile dysfunction, it then breaks off into two ways. Again, lifestyle, physical, how it affects you physically, and how it affects you psychologically. Those are some of the causes, but primarily it's to do with lifestyle, okay? Physical causes. Can you hear me? Am I still clear?
Yes, someone just need to mute their mic. Go ahead, Jason.
Yes. Physical causes, some of the physical causes we know about: metabolic syndrome, which is basically a set of lifestyle condition, like high blood pressure, diabetes, and putting on weight, insulin resistance, those type of things, cholesterol. Those are called metabolic syndrome, okay? It is 100% lifestyle. Even if your parents suffer with those conditions, it is normally 100% lifestyle that causes those metabolic syndrome. So by simply changing lifestyle practices, you can change that. That can lead to heart disease, can cause it. Okay, clogged blood arteries, as I mentioned before, showing you from that picture. Cholesterol, we know that causes that. The whole blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, all those things can cause EDF. Okay, so if you have any blood pressure issues, diabetic issues, by the way, diabetes being one of the worst one, yeah, because it damages your arteries. It rips your arteries apart. It's like acid going through your arteries, diabetes. So diabetes is one of the conditions. I would say some people would beg to differ, but diabetes affects you even worse than blood pressure when it comes to that. All right, we know that blood pressure deals with the pressure of the blood, but a lot of the problems come from the blood pressure because of the damage that it will do to your heart and like cause a stroke or a heart damage. And the hardening of the arteries as well, it takes away the flexibility. But the diabetes is more dangerous. A lot of the problem with the blood pressure is the medication, because the medication relaxes blood vessels, is vasodilator and vasal relaxation. So it causes the pressure. The pressure cannot build in the pineal glands as they should. And so because of the medication, you don't get erection. But diabetes, it rips things apart. It destroys them. All right. Uses of things like tobacco, drugs, those things are also big contributors. If you're smoking, it's a good idea to quit, stop, treatment, drugs and surgery. Those things cause erectile dysfunction. All right. So if you've had a prostate issue, it's probably going to affect your erectile dysfunction. If they've done certain treatment, radiation, and so on and so forth, operation and surgeries, those things are going to have a little negative effect. Some of them can, in time, fix, but sometimes the damage is quite severe, and there's things that you have to take extreme measures to get any real result. Okay, injury to your spinal cord, certain parts of your spinal cord can also lead to that, and low testosterone as well. These are just some of the physical causes. Yeah, I had another video picture that I wanted to show you at this stage, but let me not go there. I will just explain and continue. The psychological causes is things like stress, relationship issues, depression, which can lead to performance anxiety, and then that becomes a vicious circle because already you are suffering with EDF, and now because you're not able to get that's stressing you out, and it becomes a vicious circle. Guilt, low self-esteem, and also things like pornography, it desensitizes your mind, and you're not easily aroused, and because that nervous system become worn out, you see. And there's a drain on the brain, or that by watching pornography, because it's not real, the whole thing of artificial stimulation, so to speak, it damages the sensory system. So that system becomes dormant. It doesn't work so well. So you can see somebody that normally when you see them, they will stimulate you and you will get an erection naturally. But now, because you have involved yourself in this pornography, which is not real, and so on and so forth, you damage yourself. You find that that system is very low. And this happened to a lot of young men. They're moving up into they're even younger than 40. They're suffering with these issues, psychological. Most of the time, young men who don't really have metabolic syndrome or, you know, nothing like that. It is normally psychological for various reasons. It could be things to do with their childhood development stages. It could also be a contributing factor, but it's normally psychological for younger men. I've met young men in their late 20s and 30s, and they have that problem. And it's happening here. It's happening here in the mind, okay? And that can be fixed through prayer and proper practices in terms of lifestyle. You can get good results, all right? Some of the things that you can do to prevent it, always go back to your diet. Always start there. Go back to your diet. A high fat diet is going to cause some problems, all right? If you're eating meat and you have EDF, I'm saying to you, it will be a very good idea to leave meat alone for 3 to 6 months. Learn, if you're in the UK, contact TTI. They will be able to give you a nutritional sheet that ensures that whilst you follow it, though you're not eating your everyday meat and cheese and fatty diet, they will give you a nutritional sheet that will be able to meet your nutritional requirement and even more if you're doing extra things like weights training and stuff. TTI, they got the professional skills there. They got the skill set and the resources to be able to do that for you. Just ask them, I want to make some changes in my lifestyle. I want to start with my diet. I'm already exercising, but I've got this problem. They will be able to make a diet sheet from you. My dear friend Charlene there, I know that she knows a lot about nutrition. Everybody on there know about nutrition, just so you all know. But I know that Charlene, she's got a degree of some sort in that type of thing, nutrition and other things pertaining to lifestyle. She'll be able to give you a proper dietary plan that ensure you get your minerals, your protein, your carbohydrate, and all the other calcium and all of these magnesium stuff. She'll be able to do that using a plant-based diet, so you don't become sick, you actually become well. And we here in South Africa, well, that's what we do. Me and Dr. Komotso, we do that. We are the epitome of lifestyle changes. That's what we do. And we focus, or one of our focal point and speciality is not only nutrition, but dietetics, how food affects your health, how we can use food to fix you, and how you probably don't know better and you use food. Just simple things that can cause an effect on your health. And we also look at other lifestyle issues like environment and so on and so forth. So if you're here in this program, listen up, you got the resources. One of the things you do if you're suffering from EDF, if your husband is having that problem, or your brother or your family member, change the diet. Ask for a diet sheet that don't have meat or flesh involved. Start there. You might be able to go back on your meat diet after a while with restriction, okay, and greatly reduce. But for now, you're in an emergency state, you want to start make the changes, okay? They always say, which come first, the chicken or the egg? All right, I always say diet come first, because diet puts things in your body. It influences everything. If you don't eat, you die, okay? If you stop eating, it will take a while, but you will run low on nutrients and eventually you will die, okay? You'll die from starvation. It might take a couple of weeks, it might take a couple of days, depending on your reserves, but you will die. All right, so start there. Start eating what is right. Start getting exercise. Food is given for nutrients for us to perform in that order: nutrition, exercise, so you can move around. Start doing walking. They say on the research that 30 minutes worth of walking will reduce EDF significantly and cause blood flow quite a bit to that area. So walking is one of the best. I do not support cycling. Okay, maybe there you can do it, but I don't support it, especially if you have that problem of EDF. I do not support it. Running is not so great either, because you're pounding your joints. The best exercise is walking, some skipping, some trampolining. Those type of things will help you greatly. It don't cause too much pressure on your joints and too much stress on your system. Walking being number one. All right, okay. If you smoke and drink and take drugs and stuff like that, I mean, you know, illegal drugs, narcotic drugs, stop, reduce, stop. Okay, don't take, leave them alone if you want to fix that system. Okay, go and get a testosterone test. Check out your doctor, ask them to check you up, see what your testosterone levels are like, make sure all is well. And if you're taking things like blood pressure and diabetic medication and whatever medication, if you have some depression and stuff and anxiety and you're taking medication, which I don't believe people should be taking medication for so much, because it just doesn't make sense when they shut down your brain. There's things that can be done. Your body's suffering from lack of nutrients, and all you need to do is create the system that brings good results to deficiencies. That's all. Just put things together and give the body. It will deal with depression. It will deal with a lot of anxiety issues you have, all right? Some people run low and you end up with depression, anxiety, and mental distress. Some people end up even in mental home, okay? I don't always support medication. Sometimes people are so psychotic. Yes, I can understand why, but most of the time, once you get a chance, it's always good to change your lifestyle and your diet. Those medications that people use for those systems, mental problems, it can lead to serious erectile dysfunction, or the shutdown the brain functions, you see. And ultimately, talk to your doctor, talk to your partner if you feel that you're going that way, all right? Your doctor will give you medication. Naturally, he's gonna find out what's wrong. Once he finds out wrong, he'll start you off with pills. You all have heard of Viagra. That's one of the #1 ones out there. They will normally start you off with that. Then they will go to the things like injections. They all have their side effects, yeah? And I'm not saying that you mustn't use them. I'm saying try and change your lifestyle, your diet for a moment. Give yourself about 120 days for things to work out when you change your diet and lifestyle. Change and see if things work out for you, all right? But if you go to your doctor, know that they will give you some pills, they will give you some injection, and I'm not saying that you mustn't go. I'm stressing that again. I'm saying do go to your GP and speak to them about if you have this issue. Speak to them about it. They do have suppositories, which this is an insert. They can insert it by putting it in or inject it in or straight into your penis as well. And that it will give you some, some erection. They all have their side effects. Okay, some of them is severe, some of them is not so severe. They have the pumps, they have surgery, and they have implants as well, believe it or not. They have implants that mimic the system of loading up with blood and letting it back out after intercourse is finished. They actually got an operation where they can implant this system and it works.
You can edit.
Now, that's what you're gonna expect if you go to your doctor. Medication, pills, injection, those are normally the two. Some doctors go as far as doing the pumps, but medication and injections are normally, and they work, yeah? They can work for you, but they do have side effects. But if you could change your diet and lifestyle and you fix that problem, then better for you, you know what I mean? And that's the best way to go. Some of the things that I recommend, I'm winding up really quick. Sorry to everybody for the hacking situation. It has cut our presentation, but remember, I will post the presentation and TTI will make it available on the site or the YouTube site or wherever they may, but you will be able to access it. Herbs and supplements.
Jason, thank you so far. Can I just say something to you? There is someone in the room with identify themselves as Zoom user. Can we ask that person to come back in if they are legit with a different name, as we are about to put them in the waiting room? Thank you. You may carry on, Jason.
Yeah, all right. Herbs and supplements. I'm sure most of you are thinking, what can I do though, Jason? What can I do? All right, listen what you need to do. There's supplement. We believe that disease is simple, okay? We believe it's one disease. Disease is a change of cells in a particular organ or area of the body. It is caused by two things: deficiency and toxins. Deficiency is not getting what it needs. Toxins is keeping what it doesn't need. That's what causes sickness. It's very simple. All right, now we can give it many names, ism, titis, whatever. We can give it many names. Cancer, we can call it whatever, but that's what it is. It's deficiency, toxicity. Deficiency is not getting what it needs to function well. 2, toxicity, it's keeping what it doesn't need. And that's affecting the cells for that organ or that area in the body, and it's making it sick. In other words, we need to fix the deficiency and remove the toxins. One of the things that can help dramatically, and it's in Viagra. Why? Viagra is one of those things that a lot of men use, just like how they use toothpaste. They use it every time they get into that. And it does have its side effects. As I said, especially if you're taking certain medication and you have certain heart issues, it can really, really cause a problem. L-arginine. L-arginine is an amino acid. It's naturally present in our body. And it helps make something called nitric oxide. Remember that chemical exchange there that it sends there and causes it tells the organs to say, look, do this, start taking in the blood and, shut off things. And that nitric oxide is crucial for that process to take place. You get that from something called L-arginine. That's L-arginine. You can buy it from your chemist, get a good brand, okay? You guys who are in South Africa, we have it in our clinic, we sell it if you want it. Another thing that is amazing, remember I spoke about the capillaries. The blood comes from the arteries, it meets the extremities or wherever it's going, then it switches over. How does it change from artery to get back to the heart? Artery takes blood away from the heart, the vein take it back to the heart. So the capillaries is what does that change. Now, here comes what you need to put into L-arginine. You need to add something called niacin, vitamin B3. Niacin, vitamin B3. If you get the right one or the wrong one, depending on how you look at it, it's very harmless, but it will burn you and itch you as it open up capillaries that have been closed for a while, especially the ones closest to your skin. So it will create an itch, it will give you a flush. If you're red skin or light in complexion, you're gonna turn red. It lasts for different times. Some people it just lasts for 20 minutes, some people last 45 minutes to an hour, but in general, it is very, very good. Also, because of how the niacin works, it's vitamin B3, yeah? Niacin is vitamin B3, okay? It's powerful agent to improve the condition of this erectile dysfunction. It's very powerful because it unblocks your arteries. It clears up. It's good for cholesterol. It's one of the best things out there for cholesterol, but that's not all. It works on your brain. So it helps your neurotransmitters. It helps you to feel better and think better. According to some research that they have done, they found that niacin is very, very powerful in helping with erectile dysfunction. You put niacin and L-arginine back into your system, okay? Just get it from the health store. If you're running low, if you're suffering with this issue, you get it. You start putting that back in your system. Change up your diet. You see, you can't, it's like, just imagine you're a parent, yeah? And your child is doing something wrong. And you want to give your child a present or a gift. And you say, listen, if you want this present or the gift, stop doing that. Stop doing ABC and I'll give you this gift. Now the child is coming to you, asking you for the gift. Nonetheless, he's still doing ABC. As much as you're willing to give to him and you want to give, it will not have the effect. You see, so you got to understand that if your diet is offending the organ and causing the arteries that goes to that system to block up and to lay low, then you must stop the lifestyle practices in the diet that is leading to that. Then you use these things, change your diet, then you use these things to assist the body to come back to itself. You can't be using these things. And that's a big mistake a lot of people get. Okay, they're taking these things and they're eating the same thing that caused the problem. Yeah, that's why you got to take so much medication. You're eating the same food that causes you to get blood pressure. You're eating the same food that causes you to get sugar. You're eating the same food that's causing high cholesterol. You're eating the same food and then you're taking medication. The medication is not paying attention to the food. So it's working directly on your organ. But if you were to be prudent and change your diet, change the food, change your lifestyle that caused the problem in the first place, that switch on that genetic switch. If you want to go there and make those changes and then use these supplements and change your lifestyle, you will be amazed. It will do its job well. Nature does that. It does a complete and proper job in restoring health. Okay, so exercise more, eat the right food, drink enough water, get enough sleep. You know, the New Start program, nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, and trust in God. Those things work. Those are the windows of healing and also the windows of disease when we misapply what they need. Okay, so change your diet, change your lifestyle, then use the L-arginine, then use the niacin, then you get wonderful, wonderful results. Herbs, there's many things I can give you. I'm just giving you the crucial one. And these ones I'm giving you, you don't need to wait until you're sick, by the way. But if you're sick, you can use them. but change your diet, change your lifestyle. It's important. I'm driving that one home because it's very important. Ginger. Ginger has a compound in it called gingerol, and it has been shown to have a wonderful effect on EDF because of what it does to the blood. It's a blood thinner, but it's not just a blood thinner. It keeps the blood in a particular way, so it has its proper integrity, though it's thinning it. So it doesn't change the blood. It keeps it going in its proper integrity. Ginger is powerful. If you have EDF, again, if you don't even have it, start using it. If you're on medication, you need to speak to somebody that understands the interaction of drugs, medication, and herb, and that is not a common thing, all right? And I'm not promoting what we do at Kwamkamani at this point, but I'm telling you, I know that we can do that. I know TTI has got members that can guide you in regards to making the use of herbs and your current medication, because we're not going to tell you to stop your medication if you don't have a system in place. And that's why we have a lifestyle center. If you come in there, we are able, under medical supervision, to reduce your medication and stop them, and at the same time monitor your condition, knowing that you are not getting worse, but we have put something in place of your medication that does the same job in a natural way without the side effects. That is a rare thing. And a lot of people don't understand how that works, but that's what we are about as TTI, and also as here in South Africa as Kwamkamani. We work like that. That's how we work, because we know that the body is not ever asking for medication. It's asking for lifestyle change and nutritional load or benefits. That's what the body is asking for when somebody gets sick. But because most of the medical fraternity, they don't know how to put in diet. They don't know what that means. They don't understand it. Some of them understand, yes, carbohydrates for energy and proteins for growth, but they don't understand something called dietetics. How does food? They will understand how salt and sugar affect blood sugar and blood pressure in terms of water volume and sugar rising. And they might understand oil, but they don't understand protein. What type of protein? They don't understand how much protein. They don't understand nutrients that is good can also be bad if certain organs, they don't understand that. And so you have to find that that's a speciality of dietetics in a special way as well. That is our speciality and that is our focus. We are able to do that. TTI, I know that you have your team, but we are in South Africa. If you're here, we also have that team. And that's a rare thing. You're not gonna find it everywhere and anywhere. You can go looking for it. A lot of people come to us, and when we tell them stop doing this, they say, oh, but my doctor said this. And we're like, your doctor say it, but we're telling you, your doctor doesn't even understand that. And some doctors think they do, but when we do our research, when we understand and we do our research, we go back to God's original way and take it from there. We don't go according to philosophy. We go according to research, according to God's way. That's where we start. We don't just say, oh, well, that system said they can heal you. And that system said, it may be so. But we want to go back to God's original way, because that way is complete. We believe that. We understand it that way from the Bible. That's our basis. Cayenne pepper, capsicum. We all know about cayenne pepper. It's a blood thinner. It's got vitamin C. It's a healer. It causes blood flow. It reduces microscopic clotting. We know that they say in some cases it can stop bleeding. It can stop a heart attack by opening up blocked vessels. Cayenne pepper, capsicum, wonderful as well. Now, this is why I was saying to you guys, Jonathan, the next series that I'm gonna come, I have been talking too much. I am going to take a lot of what I'm saying in these series, and I'm gonna go over the weapon of mass destruction, nervous system and erectile dysfunction and ejaculation, endocrine system and testosterone, and also go back over blood flow and erectile dysfunction in a practical, demonstrative way. Remedy, how do you use the ginger? the many ways you can use the ginger. How do you use L-arginine? The many ways and time to use L-arginine. What exactly can you do with the niacin more than take it as a capsule? How do you do these things? How do you use cayenne pepper? Do you just mix it in water? Do you just take it in a capsule? Do you just put it in your food? What's the most effective way to use it for blood pressure? What's the most effective way to use it for erectile dysfunction? What's the most effective way to use it when you got ulcers? What's the most effective way? That is going to be the next level of this presentation pertaining to men, how to use, because every presentation we do in men's health, we always have remedies and simple remedies at the end. But some of us might be at loss. Well, I can only take a capsule. Yeah, but sometimes you have to break that capsule and use it in a particular way for you to get the effect of it. That is dietetics for you and simple remedies. That's going to be the next level. The next thing that I want to say in terms of what you can do, we have made a drink here in South Africa, Jonathan. It's called Amandlindoda, the strength of a man. Now, I don't know how many people have bought that drink, but most people don't understand that drink, because that drink, what it does, you see, it fixes things. Men who have got diabetes, it corrects their diabetes. It helps reduce your blood pressure. All right? Now, obviously, it's going to work on everybody different. You ain't going to just take this and it work overnight. Some people, you will take it now and it will work in 2 hours, depending on how healthy your system is. But if your system is already in a state of decay, where arteries are blocking up, you already have blood pressure, you already have diabetes, whether you know it or not, you already got other underlying health conditions. This drink is a drink where you use it for a couple of months and it fixes these things, because what it's made of, it's going to give your body a nitric oxide. It's going to thin your blood. It's going to have your blood at the right consistency. It's going to dilate your arteries, and it is going to give your body some aphrodisiac reaction once the system is clear. So it's going to clear your nervous system. It's going to clear your circulatory system. It's going to help your endocrine system. It's going to help your testosterone to grow, and then it's going to work. But you have to understand that it's based on your level of health you have. We have a presentation, we call it the stages of disease. I think I must put one together called the stages of disease in regards to men's health. So you will know how effective these things are. If you're a young man and you use it, it will just work. If you're a man who's 40 and over, you got not too much of a health problem, and you're probably even taking some blood pressure medication, it'll probably work just fine just there too. But essentially, you have to understand that this is something, and I'm not just promoting this drink, because I am promoting it in the sense that I want people to understand that there's things you can do. But whilst you're on this drink, if you want effective result, you must change your diet and lifestyle. You cannot be causing offense and then using a remedy at the same time. It makes no sense. And so that's one of the products that we have come together here, and it will be soon available in the UK. I'm sending the recipe to those guys to start making it there. And so you guys in the UK, you are welcome. You can ask the UK TTI group and have access to it. But it's a wonderful drink. I've been having amazing results for men who are suffering with EDF. Some of them, it takes a couple of weeks, but it comes. They notice the results. It drops their blood pressure, it drops their blood sugar, and it literally deals with metabolic syndrome disorders. Okay, so it's a wonderful drink as well. I'm going to close off there, Jonathan. I'm looking at time, and I don't want to go no further. I see time is working against us. Sorry for everybody about this disruption from the hacking situation, and it has caused us to miss a bit of our program, but the slides will be available. Again, let me stop there. We will continue at another time, Jonathan. TTI, thank you so much. Any questions, anything, put it up on that group there. We will answer it. We'll get to you and we'll talk more. Thank you. For now, let me pause here. There's much more information here. And I know I'm stopping abruptly because I just looked over the clock and I was like, what? I need to stop.
Thank you very much, Jason. Even though we were interrupted, we really appreciate what you've presented. And there are questions in the chat, and I can see Dr. Louisa trying to answer as much as she can. But if anyone would like to ask any question, they can raise their hands in the chat and we'll be more than happy to take their question. Over to you, Sharon.
Okay, whilst waiting for hands to be raised, you can touch the button, and then where it says raise your hand, and a little blue hand pops up. And thank you, Dr. Louisa, for taking a lot of the questions and dealing with them as they appear on the chat. Really appreciate that. Just as a little promotion, Jason was talking about us being strong. The Manor House having another 10-day residential. So that's coming up on October the 4th to the 14th. You can find out more information if you go to info@manorhousehealth.co.uk. And the logo for that is finish your year strong. Okay.
Just a slight correction there, Sharon.
Yeah.
It's October the 18th. It should be October the 18th for 10 days, starting October the 18th.
Okay, all right then. Sorry about that, people. But if you go to the Manor House website, you can find out more information, as well as going to manorhousehealth.co.uk. info@. Okay, so are there any questions? I've not seen any hands raised. So we'll just have a look through the chat and see if there's any specific questions that haven't actually been answered yet. There's lots of people saying that they found the presentation really good, very informative. Someone's asking if the drink is available in Barbados or if they can order one. And Dr. Louisa has said that it's specifically formulated at the health centre in South Africa. I can't pronounce it. Contact them for it. So if we can have, I know there have been some contact details been put in the chat, but can we just put that again, update it? That's for the Amand Lendoda drink. Okay. I'm sure most of us can get access to ginger, cayenne pepper. Here's the niacin. Oh, can you see? Sorry, I'm on chat, so I don't know if you can see me.
There's niacin out there. You can buy niacin.
Yeah,
You can get it from any pharmacy, really.
Yeah, so that's one brand. That's a UK brand of niacin. And as Jason said, there's too many J's, I'm mixing up the names. As Jason said, there's more than just tablet form. There's other ways that you can access these nutrients in our diet. And exercise is key. Let's not forget, exercise is key for so many ailments out there. We are looking in the future to touch on, and we have mentioned diabetes, but other lifestyle diseases for future programs, such as diabetes, hypertension, maybe kidney stones, cancer, congestive disorders, especially at this time of the year. I think we're coming up with the flu bomb very soon. We have promised that. So that is coming up very soon in one of our editions. And next week we are doing a food demo. So if you want to know about how to cook some of this healthy stuff and get the nutrients in there, stay tuned for next week. Right, let's see.
We've got a question, Sharon, for Jason, from Sinclair.
Thank
What
you.
if your testosterone is good, however, have diabetes, blood pressure, I would imagine can't get an erection, or can get an erection, however, have a low sex drive? What to do? What's your advice on that?
All right, that is very possible, and a lot of people suffer with just that, where their testosterone level is good, they have diabetes and blood pressure, but they don't have the killer instincts, if you know what I mean. It's not happening. It's happening, but it's not happening. They're not. You know what I mean? You're like, if you look at your food, it's nice, but your mouth ain't watering. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that happens. It is true. And what's really going on? Yeah, that is typically the effect of, if you're taking medication. It could be typically the effect of the medication that you're taking from those those diabetic things and blood pressure things. It could be that, or it could be that something is going on here. Something's going on here that you have not figured out yet. You have not tapped into, but it's normally from that. If you're you know, you can get an erection, but you just don't feel like it. And here's the thing, guys. Look, we at Quantum Money have a very comprehensive program, yeah. And I'm saying this because I want you to understand and listen up. We're talking about EDF and blood pressure and diabetes and all that. The reality is, especially here in South Africa, I don't know the issue in England right now. I haven't been there for a while. There's an issue of things like gender virus and social and moral things going on here. Do you know how much this issue contributes to it? Divorcing, cheating, a lot of issues surrounding homes and society. It can just be those issues because you see, just imagine, just take the scenario, yeah? I said it before. Men are coming up with many excuses why they shouldn't lay in their bed. And it's not because they always want to work. It's because things are not working. That's why they want to always work. Men are coming up with many reasons why they should spend all day in church and all night in church. It's not because they are spiritual more than anybody. It's because things are not working. They don't want to face that. They come up with many excuses. And so it's important, yeah, to understand that these things affect men deeply and it affects the whole family setting. If you, as a man, if you're suffering and you find these things happening for, say, 3 months consistently, yeah, it's natural for you not to want to be up to certain things all the time. That's understandable. But if you find that this thing is consistently, listen, I pray that your wife would listen to a program like this so she can help you by changing your lifestyle and your diet. Because normally, you see, I remember reading a book, it's called How to Kill Your Loved Ones with Food and Get Away with It. And the story, the narrative went, the wife is the one that cries beside the grave, yet it was her that cooked the food and made the husband sick. So it'd be wise for wives to understand this very important issue. Sometimes the wife is feeling, I feel rejected. Hey, this guy, what is he? He's changed. Yeah. There's change going on. It's real, but you don't know what it is. But if you have an insight based on what I'm saying to you, he's probably going through changes, whether it's mentally and it's causing that, or it is physically and it's causing that. Whichever way, if he's going through that problem, it will be very wise. Just think about it as a wife. You know this is what your husband is going through. You know he's hiding it because he doesn't want to. You will know how to behave. You will know how to behave and you won't add to the stress of what he's going through. And you will even know how to help him to fix it. But men, one of the key things that you must remember, speak. Talk to your partner, yeah? Don't get angry. Don't find excuses. Speak to them. Speak to them. Start to communicate properly. Don't gouge yourself in work and that's gonna just mess up things just now. It's just a matter of time. Speak to them, let them understand. If they don't understand, then seek professional help so you both understand what's happening in the relationship. So nobody don't get the wrong side of the stick, yeah? Very important. But in regards to the question, coming back before I go, about the blood pressure and all of that cause erectile dysfunction, even though your testosterone is good, yes, it's possible. It's either the medication or the condition is causing something there, or it's just psychological. Something is happening in the brain and the signal is not going across. There's herbs that you can take and there's things that you can do that can bring the change. But remember, lifestyle is very important and exercise is a very crucial part of it. All right, I hope I understood and answered that reasonably well.
Thank you very much for that, Jason. In terms of this isn't a question, by the way. In terms of a challenge for this week coming or next week, could we suggest a smoothie that people could make, which may have some of the components that you mentioned in it?
Right. I had a little challenge that I wanted to give Sharon. We can add that as well. But I did have a challenge that I had in mind. I wanted to challenge men. Yeah. And everybody actually, everybody. One, this is an unusual one. Go and get a profile done, a blood profile. Check your testosterone level. I want men, if you're 40, 35 and over, check your prostate level. This is your challenge. This is not a week challenge. I'm giving you a whole 6 weeks to do it, because some of us is busy and I know that you won't have time, but this is a 6 week challenge. Okay, a long-term challenge. Go and get your PSA check, get them to check the size of your prostate, and get them to do a testosterone check. Okay, if you have been experiencing any form of low sex drive, erections not so hard, it doesn't stay up or it doesn't come up, this is your challenge. Speak to your physician. Okay, you can go to a neurologist. They specialize in that type of thing. That's your challenge, your long-term challenge as men. If you are men, you're 35 and over, or if you're experiencing any things down there, dysfunction, go and get your PSA check. Get them to check if your prostate is swollen. Get a blood test done for testosterone level. That's your challenge. I'm putting that on you. Find out your levels. Next one, immediate for this week coming and beyond. I want you to start taking the tea at least 3 times a week, at night or in the evening, about 2 hours after you eat. Okay, a gentle tea made of a piece of ginger. And this is how I want you to do the ginger. You see this piece of ginger here? See this? Can everybody see it?
Just hold it steady.
In regards to my thumb, you see how big it is? It's the same length. Well, you see.
Thank you.
It's that big. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it, Jason.
All right, great stuff. The ginger, wash it, clean it up properly. Then stick it in your freezer for a day or 2. Stick it in your freezer for a day or 2. Then, when it's hard, it's gonna be like ice. Grate it on a grater, 1 tablespoon. It's gonna be like ice, yeah? It's gonna literally grate like powder. Grate 1 tablespoon, take that 1 tablespoon, add it to a teacup, medium-sized teacup of hot water. Okay, are you with me so far? Great. And then you can strain it and drink it. Don't add no honey to it. Don't add nothing to it. Drink it just so, just like that. Okay, if you want to enhance it, then pinch cayenne pepper or some turmeric. Just pinch. Don't add no teaspoon. Just take a pinch between these 2 fingers and throw it in it. But make sure the main thing is a ginger tea 2 hours after you eat in the evening. Okay, if you find that in the evening it makes your bladder go, then do it early on in the day. What is important that you get this ginger tea in your system. Do it consistently, so minimum 3 times a week, maximum 5 times. Okay, minimum 3 times, maximum 5. That's your weekly challenge. Just do that. Okay, and drink that tea. That tea is going to start to clean up arteries and open up blood vessels and give your blood the right consistency to go through your arteries. Okay, that's what your challenge is for this week. All right, so long term, check your prostate, check your PSA, check your testosterone. That's your long term. Men, if you're 35 or over, or if you experience any sexual decline, whether it's low libido or not enough erection or no erection, go and get checked out. Don't be afraid. There is a way to go around it. That's the initial step. We must find out what is wrong. Then we can take it from there. And your short term is to make a ginger tea, because I know you continue using that tea, it's going to do a wonderful work for you. It might not do it immediately, but you continue doing it 3 times a week minimum for the next 3 months. You're going to be all right. It's going to do a job on your system naturally. If you're allergic to ginger, then surely you must understand that. I'm not saying you must take it, but if you have no problem with it, please try it out. It's got wonderful effects. And I will share some information on the mail, on the group. If you're on this here program and you're not a part of the TTI group, please feel free to ask for the details to join it. The WhatsApp group is a bit full right now, but I think they got a system where they're opening up another one or whatever it may be. But we want to be able to communicate with you with such information. All right, so that's the challenge I'm putting out there, Sharon. I hope it was clear.
So is this tea beneficial for the sisters as well?
Yep, that's why I chose ginger, specifically ginger, because it's gonna bless men and women in that way.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Jason. And as you were on the point of the WhatsApp group, yes, we're going to put it in the chat for anybody who are joining us on this platform for the first time and would like some support or sharing the challenges. You can join the WhatsApp group. There is a WhatsApp group for men and there's one for women. They are both full now, but we open a second one. There's a second women's WhatsApp group and a second male WhatsApp group. We'll put information in the chat. So if you want to join to just get support or help throughout the week, we are there sharing stuff on there.
I also see something here, Jonathan. Dr. Kamosa has put in the group chat. Also asks for another test she recommends as an extra option. It will help you a lot as well. It's called the HbA1c. Okay, the HbA1c is a blood test that looks at your red blood cell and see what state they have been in, and it can give you a record over 3 months past record. So that blood test will tell us how your blood sugars have been affecting your system for the past 3 months. It will tell us if you're pre-diabetic or if you're diabetic, even with some other tests, of course. But that HbA1c test will give us an indication of how well your body's been dealing with sugar in the past 3 months and tell us what to do today, how the way forward. So we could be able to say, no, based on how your body's dealing with this issue, you need to make this change. The next one is the highly sensitive CRP test, and that is an inflammatory marker. It tells you how well your body or how much inflammation your body is suffering from as a result of the violation of the laws of health, what you're eating, what you're drinking, your lifestyle, and so on. So these tests will help give us a good picture and give you a good picture. If you do it, if you do these tests, HbA1c and CRP, in conjunction with the others that I said, the testosterone, the PSA, and get them to a physical examination, do all that tests. As a man, it's going to give you a wonderful picture. By the way, women, you can do the HbA1c test and the CRP test, the highly sensitive CRP test. Women, you can do that. Men, you know, well, when it comes to testosterone, that's your thing. And when it comes to prostate, that's your thing. You do that. But female, you can do the HbA1c and the CRP. That will give you a good picture of your health as well. And when Dr. Kamosa does the female program, she will tell you what other tests. But men, do all those tests. We give you a very good idea of how healthy you are. And if there's any change, we have a good way of telling you how to make those changes at a cellular level. Okay?
So we have a question for you, Jason, and someone is asking, is it true that ginger lower your blood pressure?
Yes,
also,
it does.
Someone else was asking, what did you recommend? Cayenne pepper and what else? They didn't get everything.
Turmeric. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory. The curcuminoid in it, it acts as an anti-inflammatory, a wonderful way of getting the inflammation down in the system. You see, that's what's really affecting us, yeah? At another time, at another study, at another presentation, we can literally look at how inflammation is causing all of these issues, or most of these physical issues. I didn't go there today, but if you can reduce the inflammation, a lot of these interruption, these inflammation inside your arteries and all of that, you remove that, it will go down. And so, for one, yes, ginger can affect your blood pressure. If you're on blood pressure medication or blood thinner medication, be very careful. Speak to your doctor or somebody who understands the interaction of what? Herbs and medicine, because the ginger can drop your blood pressure very low. And then you have another problem, cause your heart to beat very slow, cause your blood pressure to go very low. All right, so really and truly do speak to your physician or one of us if you have such a problem. We have a website. By the way, One Man has got a website. We have a section there specifically for male's health, specifically that deals with male health. So if you are a male and you have a concern and you want to deal with our male wellness clinic or sessions that we will do for you, please go to the website. It's on my presentation. Dr. Kamosa will probably put the website in the chat for you. Okay. You click on it, there, right there. You can click on it, go to the mail section and put in what you want to know, and we will give you a resolution somewhere along the line. Okay, but remember, don't use this if you're taking certain blood pressure medication and diuretics, because it will make your blood pressure drop too low. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Someone's asking, what's a CRP test?
Okay, the CRP test, as I said to you before, I don't remember the full names for the abbreviation, but I know it is definitely to do with the inflammatory markers in your system. Dr. Camoso will write it for you, what it means, what C means, what R mean, and so P. But it is to do with inflammation that affects your health in a very serious way. She'll write that. We'll also post it on the WhatsApp group as well.
C-reactive protein.
There you go.
Thank you, Dr. Riza. Okay, I think we have come, let's just have a look at the time. Yeah, I think we have come to, it's 3 minutes past 5 now by British time, 3 minutes past 6 in South Africa and various times in other places, but we've been on here for 2 hours.
Yes.
Just to add in, CRP checks the level, it just went off my phone. It checks the level
of infection in the body.
Infection in the body, there we go.
Yeah.
Someone else says get the HS-CRP. Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, so we have come to the end of our program. It's been great having you on here with us. I did want to share some pictures of the rest of the dishes that was shared on the WhatsApp group, but I think it's not wise for me to do screen sharing today, based on our experience earlier. So
if you've got it ready, Sharon, I think you could go ahead.
No, I haven't.
Because we're at the end of the program as well.
Because of what happened, although I downloaded the images, because of what happened, I just thought, look, just leave it. So I haven't prepared the slide.
Okay.
Jonathan, I want you to know I've sent you my presentation on your email, so you'll have it to yeah.
Okay. If anyone need the presentation, if you give us your information, then we can make it available to you guys.
That would be great.
Okay, thanks again, TTI, for having us on. Thanks for your all your hard work, and also for your technical team. I know that we had a little bit of interruption today, but also thanks, Mr. Q, for your diligent work thus far. And I pray that, as the ministry grow forth, that the Lord may bless it. And as the Lord bless, we can, share what the Lord has shared with us. And after all, that's what it is. You know what I mean? We are supposed to be helping our brothers and our sisters along the way. It doesn't matter who you are and where you're from. Doesn't matter what you believe either in terms of your religious belief. We are about helping your health. We want you to be stronger and healthier. And that's what we want more than anything else, for Christ's sake. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jason. I think at this stage, Sharon, we usually ask people if they want to share anything or any comment based on the presentation, they can, as we officially come to the end of the program, they can unmute and do so, even just to meet the team.
There are people putting in their emails on the chat here to say that they need the presentation. However, it's probably best if you contact us on the WhatsApp group, because once this meeting ends, your details will be deleted. I am just trying to take pictures of people's information. But the best thing is to come onto the WhatsApp group. The link has been on there, I'm sure, definitely for the ladies. Has the link gone on for the men's WhatsApp? The second group, because obviously the first group's full.
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay, Barbara Ginardo, did you want to say something? By all means, you can unmute. There's a hand raised, Barbara. Very informative. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Nathi, PM, and everybody for your comments. Sinclair, Curtis, all of you. You're a lovely group of people to present to. Caronia.
By the way, that's my sister. Shout out to you, Caronia.
I know. I recognize that name. There's only one Caronia.
Not the virus, though.
No, Caronia, not Corona. Okay, there's a lot of messages coming on.
You can
with
say
people.
hello, sis, if you can hear us.
There's a lot of email addresses coming on here, but we do need, can we have the link put on the chat again, please, for the men's WhatsApp group, please? Because there's a lot of emails, people sending their email, wanting the presentations. I've seen your message. Mubukwan. Thank you, Jason. Jonathan. All the J's. This is the men's group on there coming up.
Yes, it is. It's there.
And the women's group is on there. Thank you. Sandra, if you've seen the women's group, if you can try and come in there and we'll make the presentations available. What do you think about?
Sharon, it seems as though everybody is shy this evening. Usually they would talk to us.
Yellow ducks, sea moss, bladderwrack, those kind of teas, cat's claws. What do you think about Pac Darko? Anyone who's more knowledgeable about these various herbs may want to say something. Yellow duck, I know you're big on the foraging, Jonathan. You're muted, maybe.
Oh, sorry, Sharon. I got distracted there with the wife.
Wife?
The wife. Your beautiful wife. Moss is good.
I didn't hear your questions, Sharon.
No, I was just referring to the chat. Somebody put something about yellow dock and sea moss and what some other herbs that they thought we wanted to feedback on. Bladderwrack, cat's claw.
Okay.
And I've not heard of Pac. Pac Darko.
Someone is asking a question about apple cider vinegar and ginger, Sharon. But I didn't see what this. Okay, it says.
Is it okay to mix these?
No, I think it was follow on from something else that he was. He said what you think about Pac.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you about those various herbs.
Okay.
Yeah, bladderwrack, that's a seaweed, isn't it?
I think so. I would, if Jason is still online, I would pass that on to Jason.
It is a seaweed. I know exactly what it looks like. I've never tried it, so I can't really comment, and I've not looked it up. But that's homework for us, team TTI, and anybody else listening. A bit of research as well as the challenges that Jason set. You can find out about some of these herbs and get some feedback. But if you know and you're on here, by all means, unmute and tell us. We can all learn together. You're on mute, Jonathan.
People are still joining us. Just for the benefit of those joining us, we are at the end of the meeting. We're just meeting and greeting and sharing information and the WhatsApp group, how you can keep in touch with us.
And we're about to stop the recording.